master, the contents, the requirements, overall information, administrative information also. And of course, if you have any question, please let us know. The administrative staff of the school is on the chat. So if you have any question at any point during the presentation, just throw it. Okay. And at the end, of course, we'll have a questions and answer part in the presentation. Okay. So why you should come to our master, or why you should come to the Master in Electronic Engineering of UPC, of the School of Telecommunications Engineering? Basically, because, well, if you like electronics, this is the right place to be. But additionally, because our master is based on three major pillars. Okay, first of all is the academic excellence and academic experience. We have more than 30 years of experience teaching electronics at master level here in the school. We started in year 92, okay, 1992. Okay, this is the first thing. So we know how to teach electronics at the master level, of course, at the also on the bachelor level. Then, because we have a strong cooperation with industry, okay, and a strong cooperation with industry because actually people from industry, so engineers working in the industry are coming to teach some lectures here, and because we also update or modify the curriculum, so the content, the syllabus, the contents of the master, based on what the industry says that may be interesting for you, and also, of course, for them. Okay, and the third pillar is research. Okay, so you people who teach you, who will be teaching you in the master, are very active in research. So they are participating in national and international research activities, as I will comment a little bit later, and therefore you will be in touch with top of the notch knowledge in the field, in every field, microelectronics and power electronics, or digital design, or embedded systems, or instrumentation and bioengineering, whatever. Okay, so everybody involved in the master is also active in research. Okay, so if you like, additionally, as I will comment later, there is a specific subject for you to introduce into the research activities. Okay, if you like so. So basically, those are the major three pillars of our master. So teaching, research, and industry. And additionally, as you can see here in the slide, it is the case that you will find, well, and this is of course something that additionally can be very interesting for you, is that you can find very easily a job. So actually, well, 100% of the students after finishing the master get a job. But during the master, even close to 100% of the students are already working, okay, because there are a lot of offers for working in this field, okay, and this is very nice, but also it is nicer that you will be paid very well for your job, okay, because what you will receive, the knowledge you will receive, is actually very valuable for the companies. So it is not only that you get a job, but you will get a job in the field you are interested, and additionally, you will be paid very well for it, okay? So it is also something important to consider. Okay, for instance, here, examples of companies that were collaborating in teaching activities: Cisco in the last semester and Monolithic Power Systems during this semester. So 2 weeks ago, they came to the subject I'm teaching, I'm responsible for, in the master, and they were teaching a session on, for instance, functional verification. Okay, so experience of the people who are involved in teaching in the master, for instance, currently, some of the rovers in Mars have sensors that have been designed by people in our department, in the electronic engineering department. I was involved in this is what you can see in the lower left corner of this slide. I was involved in the design together with Indra, which is a large Spanish company, in the design of the portable satellite system, which is a system for certifying satellites. And the first satellite who was sent was Euclid satellite last year for analyzing the dark matter and dark energy in the universe. This is now operational. This was the first satellite that was certified with the system, containing a lot of communication units and also modulation units, etc., implementing digital means of FPGAs. We have also people working with devices, and we have a clean room here in the campus. And if you take, as I will comment later, specific electives, you will be there and you will make your own devices, your own electronic devices. Okay, and of course we have people involved in the design of microelectronic system sensors or analog systems or artificial neural networks or machine learning principles, etc. Okay, So we have experience in teaching, we have experience in research, and also we collaborate with the industry. Those are the most important points for you. And additionally, we're updating things all the time. Okay, so for instance, the last initiative that we have taken is called GreenChips EDU, which is a European project where 7 universities are participating from Europe. And the goal for this initiative is to update the curricula of the studies at master level in electronics, and specifically in microelectronics, containing sustainability concepts. Okay, so we started in October last year. And well, the important point is that we have already defined a track, a specialization track on green microelectronics. The subjects are currently being updated, and starting on February, those subjects will be already running with the updated version. And for the next academic year, we will be able to provide a certificate on green microelectronics. So apart from the specialization tracks that I will comment later, there will be an additional specialization track on green microelectronics, if you like it. Okay? There's something to bear in mind. And additionally, we have double degrees. We have not now, because it is in signature process, but in the next academic year, it will be available. It is a double degree with the Instituto Superior Técnico de Lisboa, which is the most important technical university in Portugal. Okay, and it will be possible for you to get the double degree from UPC and from IST. Okay, with the 3 semesters that constitute our master. Okay, so our master is 3 semesters, 90 ECTS, and during this time you will be able to get both the master degree by UPC and also the master degree by IST. Of course, you have to be there for 1 year, for 2 semesters, but this is possible, and you will get 2 master degrees. And we have running, I won't comment because I only comment things when they are finished. For IST, is already finished. It is just now being signed in Portugal, okay? And it will be running next academic year. And we are also working with other universities to get more double degrees, which is interesting for you because for the same effort, you will get 2 degrees, okay? And additionally, not for the same effort, but also being involved in the activities of some other institutions in Europe, and knowing more people in Europe, then you will get those 2 degrees, okay, which is interesting. People finishing the master are working in a lot of companies here. One of the advantages of taking a master here is that around Barcelona, there are a lot of companies, large, medium, small, that are active in electronic field in whatever area. So, for instance, you have Wallbox in the electronic vehicle degree, or you have Imasenic for instance, for making the video systems, or you have the Barcelona Supercomputing Center where we have students working there, or Lear Corporation for automotive, etc. Okay, we have a lot of companies here where you can find very easily a job because they are valuing a lot the knowledge you have. Okay, and additionally, you have here some testimonials from former students that we have. So it is not something that I'm saying, it's something that is being said by students. So our students are typically very happy with the teaching they receive here in the master, okay, because they give them the opportunity to know a lot of things and to be employed satisfactorily in the field of expertise they have. Okay. For the admission, okay, so you need to have an official degree, okay? If it is the official bachelor degree, or at least a degree that allows you to make studies at master level in your own country, okay, this is the important point. And in the case of Spanish universities, it's possible even to apply for the admission even before you have made the final studies project, okay? Of course, once you register, you have to have completed this final studies project, but for the admission, it is not necessary. Okay? This is something to bear in mind. Regarding the English, of course, the master is English. All the lectures are in English all the time, so it is important for you to verify, to assure that you have some knowledge of English. That what we need and what we request is to have at least level B2. Okay, so in this slide you have there is a table in UPC that all the different certificates issued by different institutions that we recognize as enough for entering the master. Even if you can demonstrate that you have taken some part of your previous studies in English, it is enough for being accepted. So for yes, say recognizing the B2 level. Okay, so this is something that, but it's important to bear in mind. Okay, we don't accept people who don't have a minimum degree of English because all the lectures are in English, everything. So exams, lectures, labs, anything in the master is in English. Okay, so what is the distinctive aspect of this master with respect to several masters in the market, in the academic market? Okay, so the idea is that there is a wide approach to electronics. Okay, so the idea, as this is something you will see later, is that just by taking the compulsory courses, the core courses, what we call the core courses, you will learn a lot of things about electronics. You will learn about power electronics, about embedded systems, about digital electronics, about microelectronic design, analog microelectronic design, instrumentation, and entrepreneurship. So you have a wide approach to microelectronics, and then using the elective courses, you get a specialization in whatever specific field you like. Okay, but for instance, you will learn about power electronics. This is the contents of the compulsory courses: analog power electronics, analog RF, instrumentation, micro and electronic devices, digital circuits for processors or multiprocessors, analog and mixed design systems, and also entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is mandatory for any student taking the master. And this provides you a wide knowledge on electronics. And on top of this, we have elective courses where you can take specific subjects for being specialized in a specific field. But this is very important because it allows you, even if you plan to take a specialization, to work on a different field. Okay, because you get a compulsory formation that is wide. It is not specific. Okay, so this is important for you to know. Profiles. We are accepting people with different profiles. Okay, so electronic engineering for telecommunications, bachelor in electronic engineering for telecommunications is our target without any additional course. So people with a bachelor in electronic engineering for telecommunications enter in the core part of the master, as I will explain to you later. And then you may come from other bachelors, and it is not a problem. Okay, so we have bridge courses that may complement the basic knowledge you have before entering the core. That's not the problem. We have 5, as I will explain later, we have 5 bridge courses, and depending on your curriculum, okay, on the transcript of records we get from you, from your university, from your institution, we decide if you enter in the core or we assign some bridge courses, but it is not a major issue. So you can see that you may come, for instance, from engineering in physics, engineering in nanoscience and nanotechnology, from a lot of different degrees. It's not specialized for a specific profile. Okay, we have people coming here from not only from Catalonia or from Spain, but from abroad. Okay, actually, in the last admission process, we had people from 20 applying from 20 different countries. Okay, so you will have contact with people coming from a wide variety of cultures, countries, etc., which is also interesting for you. Okay, so the structure. Okay, so the structure is based on 3 major phases, which are the core part or the compulsory part, the elective part, and the master thesis. Okay, this is the typical organization for people who don't need to take bridges, who don't need to take additional knowledge. But we have, in that case, if you don't come from electronic engineering for telecommunications, we have also the bridge courses part, okay, which is considered by 5 courses maximum. Okay, important point: the bridges are negotiable. Okay, so we suggest things to do, and then you can discuss with your tutor, because you will get a tutor and advisor once you enter in the master, if you actually need those bridge courses or not. Okay, so it is not mandatory for you to take the courses. So the commission, there is an academic commission for the master, and the academic commission suggests you to do something, and then you discuss with your tutor, and then at the end, your tutor and you decide why. Because, for instance, we can analyze all the subjects, okay? But for instance, if you did, for instance, the final study project on a specific field, typically we don't know neither the title nor the subject, whatever. Okay, so maybe you have already this knowledge and you don't need to take this course, for instance, in whatever the bridge courses are specialized for this. Okay, so basically 9 CTS divided in 3 or 4 if you have to take some bridges, different steps. The bridge courses, I will comment later, count as electives. So if you take a bridge course, is the same as if you take one elective, or they subtract from the total amount of electives you can take, okay, which is taking into account that all the courses, well, except the seminars, are 5 ECTS. It means 5 bridge courses, 7 compulsory courses. You can make up to 7 elective courses, okay, if you don't take any bridge, okay, and then the master thesis, which is 20 ECTS. Okay. So this is the structure of the master, starting from the compulsory part. I will comment later the bridge part. Those are the subjects corresponding to the compulsory section, plus this. Entrepreneurship and innovation for world challenge. So you have the design of analog microelectronic circuits, nanotechnology and electronic devices, control application of power electronics, high-level digital design, digital and electronic design, electronic measurement science and technology, and entrepreneurship and innovation for world challenges. Okay. Here at the organization, you see 1A, 1B, and 2A is semesters. But the important point is that once you enter the compulsory part, you can take things as you like. Okay? So there is not, this doesn't mean that you have to make this subject that are on the bottom first, and then the next one, and so on and so forth. Okay? So once you have completed, once you enter the course part of the master, you can organize your, lectures as you like. There is no need, there are no specific tracks. Okay? The only thing that is suggested is that you complete, if possible, all the compulsory, all the core subjects before going to the electives. Okay, because the electives are based on the knowledge that is given by the core. But in some cases, you can take some of them and then start electives, so it is up to you. There is no specific timing for taking all the courses. Okay? So some basic ideas about the lectures you will take in the compulsory part, design of analog microelectronic circuits. Here you will see analog front ends for integrated circuits, okay, and containing filtering, containing power supply, containing any design aspects that noise, variability, etc. Then for high-level digital design, you will go further from the RTL design that you are used, or that you should be used before coming here. Okay, so you will learn here new languages like System Verilog, System C, or Algorithmic C, and you will learn functional verification based on universal verification methodology, which is the approach taken right now for verifying complex systems. Then in digital nanotechnology design, you will see digital systems from the transistor level for implementing any kind of functions, arithmetic functions or logic functions, memory units, whatever. Also considering, for instance, low power design, etc. Electronic measurement. Here you have basically two major issues, which are instrumentation, advanced instrumentation systems, and advanced sensor systems. So it is supposed that you come with a previous knowledge on either instrumentation or sensor systems. Okay. Then you have control and power systems, which is based on previous knowledge on basic control principles, on basic power electronics, and this is advanced power systems and power applications, applications based on power electronics. Okay. Then we have nanoelectronic devices. It is not a basic course, so it is mandatory for you to have taken at least a previous course on fundamentals for semiconductor devices. Okay, so here you see advanced devices like FETs or power devices or sensors or advanced materials. Okay, and then you have the entrepreneurship compulsory course. Okay, what you will learn. Apart from sustainability, transversal sustainability concepts, service economy, marketing, service quality, etc. There is the possibility for you to take an additional subject, which is called Management of Telecommunications Project, and you can compensate for this. You can either take AWC or MTP, but this is something that will be commented when you make the enrollment. Actually, at the beginning of the course, they say, well, if you are more, depends, if you are more, let's say, business-oriented or technical-oriented. Okay, you can take one or the other. The contents are a little bit different and depends on your interest. If it is business or if it is technical, then you can take one or the other. Okay, the official one for the master is AWC. Okay, so Entrepreneurship and Innovation for World Challenge, but you can take also MTP, which is a little bit more business-oriented. Okay, so this is the compulsory courses we have in the master, and then if it is needed, as I told you, the academic commission evaluates your well, your previous degree, okay, all the subjects you took, your CV, so additional things you can let us know about you, and based on this, we decide if you enter the core, if you need even formation complements, which are bachelor courses. This happens very few times, but it may happen, or in some cases, bridge courses. Okay, so bridge courses are intended to provide the knowledge you should have before entering the core, and you didn't take in your bachelor degree. Okay, so that's basically it. So we analyze your previous expertise, and based on this, we can assign or not those courses. Okay. Those are these 5 courses: Fundamentals of Semiconductor Devices, Principles of Control of Power Electronics, Introduction to Measurement Systems, Configurable Digital Electronics, and Introduction to Microelectronic Design. Those courses are intended to provide service to the compulsory courses. Okay? So, for instance, if you are assigned CDEL, Configurable Digital Electronics, you cannot take at the same time HDD, High-Level Digital Design. You have to take first and pass CDEL and then HDD, and the same for the others. Okay, Introduction to Microelectronic Design is required for DND or DAMC. Okay, so you might enter either directly in the core or with some bridges, and depending on the bridges, first you have to make the bridge and then the corresponding core course. Okay, so as I told you, it is a suggestion. Okay, because we know what you have in the transcript of records. Okay, but there is information that we don't have. For instance, what you did in your final bachelor degree project. Okay, and this is something that you can comment with your tutor that is assigned. Every one of you will have a tutor when you enter the master, when you are admitted into the master, and then you can comment with him or with her, and depending on it, then you may take finally the bridge on. Okay, so there is the information for all the bridges that we have here, and then we have the electives. So we have the core subject, we have the bridge subjects if needed, and then we have the electives. Okay, that may be bridge courses. So as I told you, if you take, you have to make in total 35 ECTS for electives, but if you take one bridge, it is one bridge and 30 ECTS for electives. So every bridge you take is subtracting from the total amount of ECTS devoted to elective credits. Okay, so elective credits may be bridge courses. Okay, in the case we have to take them. Maybe seminars. The seminars are not 5 ECTS, maybe 2.5, 3 ECTS, depending. Okay, or you have different subjects. Those are quite interesting because typically those seminars are concentrated in time. So they are not running for the whole semester. They are running for a couple of weeks in either February or in July. Okay, in June, July. So those are also interesting for you because they you can take, let's say, standard courses, bridges and electives and core during running through the semester, and then you can concentrate on a couple of weeks in February or in June just for taking these seminars. Okay, you have here the list of all the elective courses and all the seminars. The important point is that we have organized all the elective courses in order to create specialization tracks. Okay, this means that if you take at least 3 courses in the specialization tracks I will comment right now, you receive a certificate saying that you have specialized in this track. So the school will provide you a master degree, and additionally, they will provide you a certificate saying that you complete this specialization track. Okay. So how many specialization tracks? 7. Okay, you have a specialization track on microelectronic design, on power electronics, on embedded systems, on semiconductor technology, biomedical engineering and sensors, microprocessor design, and innovation and management. Okay, so apart from the basic knowledge you will get in the core, which is wide and is a lot, then you can specialize on up to 7 tracks. Okay, it is possible to make up to 2 different tracks. Okay, with the electives. Okay, so but it is not mandatory to make a specialization track. You can take electives as you like. Okay, the only thing you have to know is, now I will review all the list of the different electives associated to each specialization track. If you take at least 3 of them, then you get the recognition of this specialization track at the end of the master. Okay, that's it. But you can take electives and seminars as you like. Okay? So for instance, for microelectronic design, we have analog and mixed signal mixed system on chip design, radio frequency integrated circuits, system on chip physical design, and energy management for distributed and integrated systems. So those 4 electives constitute this specialization track. You take 3 of them, then you get the recognition. That's it. Okay? For power electronics, you have power control of renewable energy systems, modeling, simulation, and control power electronic system, energy management as previously, and photovoltaic systems. For embedded systems, we have custom smart systems, automotive embedded systems. Automotive embedded systems is interesting. Why? Because it is given, part of the course is given by engineers from Ficosa. Okay? Ficosa is one of the largest Spanish companies involved in automotive sector. Okay, they are doing a lot of subsystems for the automotive sector, and engineers from Ficosa come here to teach this subject. Okay, I'm also teaching this subject for a specific class, but those engineers come here every year. Okay, this is maybe interesting for you. Hardware security and embedded systems, another subject, and system-on-chip physical design. Semiconductor technology, you have hardware security embedded systems, photovoltaic systems, microelectromechanical systems, so sensors that can be integrated, and then lecture that is also interesting, which is technology and characterization of electron devices. Is this interesting for you? Because if you are interested, you will make labs in a clean room. Okay, as I told you before, we have a clean room here in the campus. This picture that you can see in the slide is taken from master students fabricating actual devices in this clean room, okay, using actual instrumentation for microelectronic implementation, for microelectronic fabrication. Okay, so you will visit the clean room and you will be making your own devices, and you will characterize those devices and testing those devices. Okay, so this is something that you can. Then we have biomedical engineering and sensors, introduction to other medical electronic systems, ultrasonic systems, electromagnetic compatibility, and microelectronic mechanical systems. Okay? And then microprocessor design. It is important for you to realize that three of these lectures are given by people from the faculty in informatics. Okay, processor design, multiprocessor architecture, and processor architecture are given by teachers from the faculty in informatics. And it is important because those people are currently running companies doing this, so producing microprocessors, okay, and designing microprocessors and selling microprocessor IPs. So in any aspect of the lectures, and of course in this one, you will get a practical approach of what you are being taught. Okay, here in this case are people, for instance, Roger Espasa is the responsible for 2 of these lectures, and he has a company which is called Semidynamics, who is selling IPs of microprocessors, RISC-V microprocessors, for instance. Okay, so anything you will see here is totally practical, and it is involved in actual industrial expertise. Okay, and then you have innovation and management, if you like. Somebody is interested in innovation and management, we have also a track with those lectures in the discipline innovation project, management in the communication program, and technology assets management. Technology assets management is being taught by a professor in UPC who is selling a lot of licenses for antennas. So any antenna you have in your mobile phone is being licensed by the professor that is teaching this course. Okay, this is Carlos Puente, which is in the Department of Signal Processing, and he has a company, and almost all the smartphones currently in the market have antennas that are being licensed by this company and by the professor which is teaching this for you to know. Okay. And then regarding the elective subjects, you can bridge courses, elective subjects, organized in tracks or not, as you like. It is totally free. And then there is a specific subject, which is Introduction to Research and Innovation. Okay, this is a special subject because it takes 10 ECTS instead of the typical 5 that we have for the rest of the electives. And the goal for this subject is for you to get introduced, if you like, okay, in research activities. So the idea is that you get in contact with, well, during the master, you get contact with different professors, all of them are involved in research activities. And if you like one of the specific subjects, you can contact with him or her, and then you can take him or her as a tutor, and then you are assigned a given project, which is a small research project, so a work that you are equivalent to the work you have to do in 2 elective subjects. Okay, and then you have this is evaluated by means of you completing the work that was assigned to you. You have to present a plan and a tutor for being accepted into this subject, and then at the end you have to provide a report and defend your work with a jury, which is considered by 3 people. Okay, your tutor, me, and something I designed I assigned, which is in principle an expert in the field you have taken. Okay, so it is like, let's say, a preparation for the TFM with a research field. Okay, so that's basically it. It is important, well, this is something I commented, if you take 15 ECTS in a specialization track, then the school will certify. Apart from this, we have, well, this is core subjects, electives, and specific elective. And of course, we have also the possibility of making internships with companies. Actually, the companies are asking for internships all the time. You have a lot of offers for making internships in companies. Actually, this is something I have to tell students not to take at the beginning, because there are so many offers that students, when they are getting involved in the master, they start just taking internships. Okay, so you can do it. You have a lot of offers, but something I recommend is first concentrate in the studies, because you're taking here the master. You have opportunities. There are much more offers than students, much more, and much more, maybe 4 times more offers than students. Okay, so you can choose at your will. It is available. It is very interesting because you get in contact. You can make practical contact with companies that are involved in the fields that you have taken in the master. You can ask for 10 ECTS for curricular internships. This means that they will be subtracted from the overall ECTS that you get in the master. Okay, so they are taken from the electives. You can, instead of making 2 electives, you can make an internship, which means 300 hours, or extracurricular. Okay, so you can take up to 900 hours in total, 600 plus 300, okay, in total within the master. Taking into account that this is the maximum per year, okay, so you cannot take more than 900 hours of internships per year. Okay. And then it is possible also for you to be recognized if you have already worked for a company, okay, then this can be recognized as ECTS. Okay, we can recognize a minimum of 705 ECTS for 2,000 hours of work in a company, not as internship, so contract with the company. Okay, so you have a contract with a company, and if you have worked, for instance, for more than 2,000 hours, we can recognize 7.5 ECTS or 10 ECTS for 2,666. Why those numbers? Well, because those are part of the rules of UPC that are based on the rules for the Ministry of Education in Spain. That's basically. And internship companies and recognition of credits are incompatible with introduction to research and innovation. That is something that you have to bear in mind. So if you ask for recognition of credits for expertise, for internships, or for previous knowledge, previous work in a company, then you cannot take introduction to research and innovation, and the reverse. Okay, so this is important. Apart from this, what else we can offer to you? Then mobility. Okay, so this is where typically you take the internships in companies. We can offer you mobility. Okay, the school and the master has agreements with a lot of universities in Europe and worldwide, where you can take electives and even make the final master thesis. Okay, so this is even suggested for you to take them. Okay, because it puts you in contact with some cultures, different universities, different people, and it is very interesting for you to have this in mind from the very beginning, because the assignment is competitive. Okay, so you have to apply, and based on your curriculum, you can go to a given university or not. So from the very beginning, just take care of the web section of the school dealing with this mobility activities, because you can apply from there. You have the rules that are being used for selecting. Okay? And the mobility typically is for the last semester. Okay, because it is 30 ECTS. Typically, people going abroad do the master thesis and also some electives. Okay, typically 2 electives and the master thesis. The same as for the internships in companies. Actually, there are some companies that ask mandatorily to take an internship before making the master thesis in the company. Okay, because this is the way for the company to introduce you in all the process and the way of working, methodology, etc., and then you make the master thesis. And there are some others that not. The internship is totally independent. This is something that you have to discuss with the company, because everyone has a specific rules. Okay? So sources of information for you, of course, the web of the school, the specific web of the master, which is this one. You can ask me at any time. Since I'm also professor, I have also a professor email address. please use the official Head of the Studies email address, okay? Just to separate things. So I'm a professor, but I'm also the Head of the Studies. My students, I deal with them with my professor address, but please use this one, okay? Because this is the official. It is not for me when I'm not here. The next one will take anything that has been sent here. So there is a record of anything that has been discussed. This is important for you to take. And what now? Coordinate. The academic secretary. Okay, now Sonia will explain you something about the academic procedures. But well, this is placed in this building. Okay, but typically the interaction with the academic secretary is just by means of email or by means of web. So it is very rare that you have to come here to make a specific procedure. Here you have the the registration and the electronic administration. The email address, okay, so masters.upc.edu is the major point of the information. Okay, anything related to academic issues have to be sent here. It is the mail. And then academic requirements, I comment because it is important for you to know. It is not specifically important, but you have to know. The first one is that during the first year in the master, you have to pass at least 3 courses, so 15 ECTS. Okay, this is important. Otherwise, in principle, you should be disconnected from the master. Okay, and then the second one is that you have up to 6 years for completing the master. Okay, so you have time enough for completing the master because in principle it is supposed for you to complete in 1.5 years, and you have 6 years, so it's 4 times more than the typical the duration that it is intended for. And for the first year, take care. Okay, especially as I will comment, if you come from abroad. Okay, if you are a foreigner here in Spain, because this is important for you to renew the identification card that allows you to stay here in Spain. Okay, otherwise, this is typically not this doesn't happen very often. Well, the last one happens sometimes when people start working and forget about the master. Okay, and then there is some day you will receive reminders. Okay, don't worry, because you will receive a lot of reminders saying, well, you are going to be disconnected from the master because you are close to the 6 years, to the 12 semesters, and so on. Okay, so in the second case, don't worry, and in the first case, since this semester we have set up an internal process that permits us to take care of you. Okay, so people who are not very good during the first semester, I will take of contacting the tutors so that they can contact you and see what happens, for you not to be disconnected with the master. This happens right now, and but we have set up an internal process that makes this easy. Okay, and then for foreign students, so it is important for you to know that you need to have the what is called TAE card, which is the foreigner identification card. You need the first time 2 documents from the university, a registration certificate, and a letter that is provided to you. This is, once you get enrolled in the master, you get this without any problems. But important point, for renewing this card, that is the document that permits you to live here in Spain, you have to enroll at least 25, 30 STS per semester and pass 90% of them. Okay, and be careful with this because this is the official rule. Okay, so it may be the case that they ask you to exactly do like this. Okay, so if you have friends that say, well, it is not like this, it may be less. Well, officially it is like this, so take care of this. Okay, because you are risking your time and your money. Okay, so typically we don't have these situations, but it is important for you to realize, because I have request from students saying, well, somebody told me that it is not like this. Well, the ministry says that it is like this. So if you find there something in the police that says, I won't renew your card because you don't pass this ECTS, well, it's not our fault. Okay? So be careful with this numbers. And before starting, so once you know that you have been admitted, that you have the enrollment, the first thing you should do is contact the official International Mobility Office of UPC, where they will provide you a lot of information about the studies, UPC, Catalonia, Barcelona, etc. Okay? Well, this is everything for me. Now, Sonia will...
Okay, thank you. I will briefly present all these steps you need to follow in order to pre-enroll successfully to this master degree. And as I already said in the chat, but maybe you in the room should know that this presentation, both of them, are going to be sent to you. If you haven't not registered to these sessions, please let us know. So we'll tell you which email you need to send us in order to receive this. So these presentations, as you can see, they are all available links. So whenever you need to check any information or so, you will have available whenever you need them, okay? So this master degree has 2 entries. Now, in order to start in February, you should know that it's already open and it will be closed on December 9, okay? So the important thing about that you need to know is that the sooner you start your application, the better. So if you have any problems, we can solve it. So please don't wait until the end of the deadline. And if you want to start now in February, you will probably earlier than January 9th, you will know if you are admitted or not, but the official publication of the admission resolution will be on January 7th. And then the classes will start in February, so usually 1 week earlier is when the enrollment procedure should be done through eSecretariat, okay? But if you prefer to start in September, so you will have to wait until March 3rd, that we will be opening all the master's degree until mid-June. And again, the sooner the better, because next round to start in September, usually we have a lot of applications, fortunately, for this master degree, and you should be aware that you need to have everything correctly, so you have more chances to be admitted and to success in this application, okay? And then the resolution will be published by mid-July, and then the first week of September is when the enrollment is done to start the academic year in September, okay? So, I don't know, okay? Okay, no, pues, okay. I will go here better now. Okay. Okay, so the steps. Those of you who are already students of the UPC are used to a platform which is called eSecretaria, but now at this moment you don't have to go there. Okay, you need to go to a platform which is called UPC Admissions. A new one is like a door open to all the master's degree, and from there you have to provide your details. If you are already students of the UPC, we have most of them, but then it's very important for you to specify which degree give you access to the master degree, and do a little check. You will see in the system saying that this is the bachelor that give you access to the master. Otherwise, you cannot continue. So once you have done this, you have to upload some documents, and really it depends on you have earned your bachelor degree, because of course if you are UPC students already, we already have all your academic details. So we just ask you to send a curriculum vitae and the English certificate that the coordinator of the master have already explained to you, and that would be all, okay? But if you come from another public university, of course, we need your academic details. So we need your transcript of records and bachelor diploma. We understand that most of you are finishing the semester previous that you want to start. So it's logical, yeah, that you don't have your bachelor diploma. But what we need to have is the most updated transcript of records. First of all, because we have to make sure that you are capable to finish your bachelor that semester. But specifically for the admission committee, it's very important for them to know your interest. So they want to know the optional subject you have been taken, and they can accordingly to that assign you a better tutor and advice in your enrollment. So it's very important to have the most updated one, okay? And if you come from abroad, of course, we need your passport as well, and also your curriculum and the information, the transcript of records, and the bachelor diploma. Those documents need to be at least in English or Spanish, translated to Spanish, and it should have the equivalences of the rating system from your country, and also a subject description or a link or something, so the admission committee can go easily to the syllabus of your bachelor, so they can also see your background and see if they need to make you sometimes enroll specific subjects in order to successfully fulfill the master degree. Okay, and there you have the link where you can consult the English certificate as well. And if you have to request these documents, please make notice that you have to request for digital documents, or they have to at least have a means to verify its authenticity. So maybe there are a QR code or a link, whatever. So otherwise, if you don't send these documents, we will not authorize you the enrollment, and you will have to come in person here in order to show the original documents. So once you have successfully uploaded everything, then the pre-enrollment, you need just to follow these steps. What you will have to do is to choose a master degree. If you have chosen more than one, you should know that for each master degree that you request admission for, you will have to pay 30 euros. And only when this payment is confirmed, then we are going to start to look at your request. And then you will follow all the time which is the status. So hopefully it would be validated from our side because the documents are all correct. And during this procedure, we can assist you either in these information sessions or by telephone or by email or in person. If you come also, please ask for a prior appointment. And during the enrollment week, and then you will also have a chat in order to help you. So let's hope that you are successfully admitted to the master degree. Then you will receive this admission, and then we will ask you to accept this place. Once you've done this, we are going to pass your files to eSecretaria, which is the platform you already know if you are students from the UPC. And from there, you will see your bachelor file and then the new one from this master degree. Okay. Once there, you will see that from the master degree, eSecretaria, you will have this 300 euros fee pending to pay. You have 5 days to pay it, and is like an advance of the enrollment fees. And when you enroll, these 300 euros are deducted, okay? But the most important thing for those of you coming from abroad, you should know that this is mandatory, this confirmation of this payment, in order to receive the admission letter. So we understand that if you come from abroad, you need this admission letter. So be aware of all the steps that have to be approved. So please do it as soon as possible, okay? Those of you who are from here and you already now in the bachelor, you are becarios of the Ministerio de Educación, you should know that this is an official master degree, so you can continue with the beca de Ministerio de Educación. And if you start in September, you should know that if you are capable also to be becario del Ministerio, usually the deadlines to request finish on May, and you probably may not know already if you are accepted or not to this master degree. But anyway, you have to request for the beca. Okay, so it's very important because if not, you won't be able because the deadline will be already passed. Okay, and unfortunately, those coming from abroad, there are no grants if you come from abroad, so you need to come granted from your own country. And finally, from my side, is just to let you know about the contact, how to contact us, master, telephone and email account, and also Secretaria, mobility, internships. And now I just passed it down to Manuel again. So anything, any question you may have here in the room or in the chat, we are going to try to help you. And from that point on, we are going to stop the recording so you can freely ask anything you need to know. Thank you for attention.
Okay, now, so if you have any questions, either remotely or here in the room. In the room, if you have any questions, we will provide you a microphone so that anybody can hear your question, and because maybe it is interesting